From Team Absolute Awesome, bringing you a deck list on lavals with the newly released molten conduction field. So, all the Laval players like me and my friend and generic Gemini have been waiting for this card for quite some time, and we're glad it's finally out. Can't wait to see what this deck does in tournament play once, it's legal, since it's only out in the DT right now. Can't run it. But most of you know what it is. For those of you who don't, it's mainly a fire deck that can pull off synchros, and most of you know it for shooting Quasar Dragon and a lot of the other combos it can do, but that's the main one people know it for. So it's going to be interesting to see what it does in big events when it's legal. So we're going to start here with the deck list. I won 3 Flammable Fire Dogs, 19 beater. You can use Rekindling to bring them out. And he can search out the lavals that you run, so it's a good deck thinner too. I'm pretty sure most fire decks run him. Triple Boost Warrior. His effect is, most of you might not know, when you control a tuner, you can special him from your hand. So it's just, if you have the 1-star tuner, you can just special him and go for the formula without normal summoning. He's a fire, and he has 200 defense. So you can Rekindling and search him from Fire Dog to get him on the field. 3 Laval Magna Cannoneers. His effect is you discard up to twice per turn. You can discard 1 fire monster to inflict 500 to your opponent, which isn't bad, but it's really not used much in this deck unless they're really low and you just want to do a little bit of damage. 3 Laval Handmaidens, which is the 1-star tuner in the deck. So these are really the only Lavals that you actually run, are these 6, so it's not a lot, but it's pretty much the engine of the deck is right here. Her effect is when she's sent to the graveyard while there's another Laval there besides her, then you can send a Laval from your deck to the grave. So what you try to do really fast on like the first couple of turns is get one of these in your graveyard, and then use one of your multiple cards to get her in the graveyard, and when she hits you can send all 3 of these, which is stupid because her effect doesn't say you can't send her. So you send all 3 of these, and you send another one of these. So then you have 2 to 3 of these in graveyard, and then you have all 3 of these. So that's a bunch of Rekindling targets. And those are the only lavals I run. A lot of you might know what lavals other monsters are, which are Laval Lakeside Lady and Laval Cannoneer, or not Cannoneer, Laval Cannon. Sorry. I have multiples of these cards. I have a playset of DT him and like 3 sets of DT of her. I do not run them just for the fact that it's really tight for space, and these cards aren't needed that much. I might run him if you could Rekindling him, which you can't. 900 defense sucks. You can Rekindling her, but she's usually going to be removed. And this deck runs enough spell and trap destruction to where you don't really need her. And I feel like both these cards are not useful that much in this deck. So it really sucks because they're really cool cards with cool effects, but they're not used much. Alright, for the hand traps, Triple Veiler and Double Maxi. I won 3 and 2 because 2 Maxi is almost essential this format for wind-ups if you play them. And then 3 Effect Veilers is also good because, Billy Break topped the YCS with Insectors, so Maxi doesn't hurt them that much, and then these stops pretty much every deck in this format, so those are good. The rest of the monsters are mainly staples. Staple monsters is pretty much what everybody runs. So 2 T-Kings. I run this instead of over the other Laval cards, just because it's so good, this format. Like, if this format, it wasn't as good as it is, I'd probably run those in here. But this format, it's so good, you pretty much have to run it. You double Cyber Dragons, because if I do have the Rekindling, I don't want my opponent to just have a T-King out, and so I just want to try to be able to draw a Cyber Dragon to get rid of the T-King. Hopefully he will Tribute to negate, if he's not, if he doesn't have any back row. That way I can just start going off with Rekindling instead of attacking. And then you run 2 Trags. You run Trag over Gores because you can make him a 1-star and keep going with your combos. And then you normally will have a bunch of cards in this deck unless you push and go for the kill. So that's good. And then also again for the Maxi and wind-ups. For spells, you run 1 Forge to get the Laval to the grave, usually Handmaiden, sometimes Cannoneer. You do a Heavy, a Dark Hole, Avarice, Book of Moon, Monster Reborn, double MST, double Duality, because you won those staple monsters like Thunder King, and you won the Cannoneer, which, I mean, if you just want a Duality and then sit on one of those for a turn, you can. It makes it to where you actually can get the Rekindling or the Conduction field for next turn, so that's really good. The next card in this deck is really what just came out. If nobody knows if you don't know what it is, I'm about to show you. It's called Molten Conduction Field. What it is you send two lavals from your deck to the graveyard, and that's it. So you send Cannoneer and a Handmaiden from your deck to graveyard, and then Handmaiden's effect goes off, Handmaiden, and then you send another Cannoneer, so you get 2 Cannoneers and 3 Handmaidens from this one card, so 5 lavals for Rekindling, so a full field from one card. This card I only won 2 of because you can find it dead a lot, and if nobody had played lavals before this card came out, this card right here, Laval Miller, was pretty much what people had to run. It has the exact same effect as this card, but it has to be destroyed by battle for it to work, so it's really slow. You have to set and hope that they kill it. If they kill it by an effect, you're just like, god damn it. And then this just makes it to where you can do it first turn if you want. It makes it to where you don't have to wait on that slow card, and it's really good. But like I said, you won 2 of them because by this one card, you won't draw it as much as with 3, obviously. But with that one card, you send 5 lavals to the graveyard, and you only won 6, so there's no point in 1 and 2 at all. And then for the last of it, you won triple Rekindling, obviously. Broken card, always has been in decks. It's stupid. Just get a full field of monsters for one card. It's almost like wind-ups. So this is the main card in the deck you want to have in your hand. You want to have multiples, pretty much. So, but for those of you who don't know what the first turn Quasar combo is, you open up with one of these, and then after I get them, one Boost Warrior. So this right here is a first turn Quasar, and then you still run like Thunder King for your normal summon if you want. So if you go first and you go Conduction Field, you send the 5 to the graveyard. Okay, you Rekindling, special all 5 of those. You go for Librarian first, obviously, and then you special Boost Warrior first, so your opponent doesn't say you top decked and start bitching. So then you have a Librarian, a Boost Warrior, 2 Handmaidens, and a Cannoneer left on the field. You can synchro with this, go for the formula, draw 2, and then go for the other 5-star, which will usually be Laval Door Slasher, Laval Dragon, or a Catastor, and then you draw another one. So out there, that's 2 5s, and then the formula. So that's Quasar turn 1, so that's good. Really, you don't have to do that every time you open with it. Sometimes you'll just want to wait and sort of stall them down. And then also you can pull off multiple Quasars in this deck if you open up broke. You can't pull off 3 because that's pretty much almost impossible unless you want like 3 calls and shit like that. But you can't really pull off 3. You can pull off 2 if you open up like double Rekindling, Avarice, Reborn, or not double Rekindling, Avarice, Conduction Field, and like 2 Boost Warriors. Like you can do double first turn Quasar, but that's like retardedly hard and broke to do. Obviously, if you pull out 2 Quasars first turn, it's going to be hard as piss to get around that. But anyway, for the traps, you just do 2 Royal Decrees. I'd love to run traps in here, I really would, but it's really tight on space as it is, so I just figured 2 Decrees would put a stop to most things if I want to just go for Quasar or my other combos. Like, I know it can go for Red Nova and pretty easy Shooting Star, it can go for that, like, it can go for all those. It can do most of the combos that old plants could do. It's really cool. You just run these so you don't have to worry about anything if you bring out Quasar. But this deck, like I said, just came out. For those of you who don't know, the concept of the deck has been out. People have been trying to make it work with Laval Miller and stuff like that. But hopefully with this new Conduction Field card, this deck will actually see daylight in tournaments and